Welcome to the show. We're at Myrtle Wombat in the kitchen. I'm here with Loni.
Hello.
From Loni Makes, and she is here from Cold Spring, which is a village in Putnam County.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably know more about me from reading up about it.
I did, yeah.
I only moved there like 2 years ago, so.
Well, I don't know. I don't know as much as you do. You probably have more of the local lore than I would, because I've never even been there. But I did find out yesterday. So you know, you have like 2 years of worth of information, obviously, of Cold Spring. I don't know anything.
Well, I just know where the food is. The important things.
You know where the food is. Great. Okay, so when I visit you, you're going to show me around.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great. We are here to talk about mushrooms, and you make mushrooms, like mushroom desserts, mushroom sweets, and typically through cookies
and brownies.
Cookies and brownies.
Yep.
And you've been selling them at farmers markets over the last...
Since February. So just started the company in February. So this is my first year doing markets. I've mostly at Beacon Farmers Market. I've also done Tash and Terrytown and Peekskill Farmers Market.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm applying to more markets for the summer. So I just got accepted into New Paltz. And I'm sending in applications to like Kingston and all the other markets. So we'll see what I can get into. We're in application season right now.
Right now is application season,
yeah.
The winter time. These are planning for the summer, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where everyone is booking their tables. And
it's high competition. It's really high competition.
Yeah.
Like I applied to like every day in Tash for winter, and I got 2 days out of the entirety of winter.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very hard to get into, especially as a baker, because there's a lot of bakers.
Really?
Yeah.
And so everybody has to have their specific niche, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. So they will categorize you based on like baker or like produce person or something, and so they don't want to have like a high concentration. Like if half the market is bakers, you're not going to make good sales, because people are not going to buy from every single baker.
Mm-hmm.
You go there, you want 1 loaf of bread, not 10.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to like have a variety that helps not only the market, but you as the producer. If your market manager is not like organizing and curating it, so it's like there's only like 1 bread baker,
Mm-hmm.
and that way you get more sales. So I'm okay with that. If they don't accept me, it's because I'm repetitive from somebody else, and that would hurt my sales.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So you're always looking to see what the market is already.
Yeah, I go to the markets ahead of time.
People.
Like I'll go and visit.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, since it's winter, I'll go. If there's a winter market, I have more time now.
Mm-hmm.
During the summer, it's hard. If I am selling in a market, I can't be going to market.
No.
But I try to go and attend and get a feel for like what vendors are there. Like, oh, there's a lot of bakers. I'm gluten-free and vegan in particular.
Right.
So that's its own category of gluten-free, vegan.
Yeah.
Some market managers will consider me different because of the incorporated mushrooms, because there's nobody else that does mushrooms gluten-free, vegan, like cookies and brownies.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes that works in my favor, where it's so unique that it's a mushroom cookie.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it doesn't, because some people also consider me a mushroom seller. So some people will put me into a category of a mushroom seller and a gluten-free baker, and then now that's even more competition.
Right.
So it depends on the manager.
Got it. Okay. Well, we all need to know about this if you're interested in selling anything.
Yes.
In terms of food, you know.
Yeah.
And this is the way to begin. And you've had experience over the last year or 2.
And the best way is just to go and to the market yourself and talk to the manager in person. Like that's how I got into all the markets. Is I went to the actual market, found the information tent, and brought them samples. I brought them my products packaged, ready to go, like in the final packaging, to make it like, hey, an actual business. I have product.
Right.
Like, and I put my card in it, and I talked to somebody, and I was like, I really love your market. And it shows that you are local, like you are physically there.
Right.
You could talk to them. They know you're not coming from like another state, like you're local.
Right.
Because you can actually physically be there. So it does help a lot, because Beacon Farmers Market is infamously hard to get into. And usually people don't get in for summer, but I managed to get in for summer.
Congratulations.
Which I was like very excited
But that's
about.
because you've been doing like dessert baking cakes and stuff like that, I'm assuming, right? Like you have like a portfolio and people know about you, or
not really.
or
Like,
do you have to show that kind of information, or no?
no,
when you
because
apply?
like I am not I'm not a like baking shop. Like I don't have an actual shop.
Right.
So I work from a rental kitchen.
Right.
I was working from home first.
Yeah.
On a home processing, and then I switched over to 20C, which is a rental kitchen.
Right.
It's just a little bit easier for me to not use my home kitchen. Like there's a lot more oven space.
A lot more oven space.
Yeah, like a lot more oven space.
And it's only for cooking and like
yeah.
baking, so you're very focused.
Yes, and I don't have to worry about cross-contamination. My main concern, stuff I make is gluten-free.
Right.
And I'm not celiac, but I don't want to get somebody sick that is celiac.
Hello. So
Yes.
yeah, we were talking about the kitchen that you are currently leasing in order to create the cookies.
Yes, it's the final packaging for the lion's mane. And then that's using the oyster mushroom caramel is what I just did the workshop for.
Right.
So I took oyster mushrooms, maple syrup, and agave and cooked it down into a caramel.
Here's the finished packaged product. And it's important to note the way that it's packaged, because that's something I do want to ask questions about.
Yes.
Yeah. Because, you know, it's like, it seems so simple to have a snack that you can create and then go around and sell to people, but it's not, according to you. You've gone through a lot of legal processes, I'm sure, or something like that, licensing
and stuff.
in order to sell this, which is like, it's delicious for one, but you can't apparently sell cookies.
I mean, you could.
legally. Legally.
Yeah, legally.
We're talking about
black market
legality.
cookies.
Yeah. I mean,
the black market cookies situation is dire right now.
Yes. I'm sure there's plenty of people that do, and I've seen people that do, but it's like, I really don't want that.
Yeah.
So I went through the trouble of getting a business license, and so I want to keep my business license.
Yeah, of course.
So I went through all the hoops of getting the appropriate licensing for like the 20C for the rental kitchen, but also for some items, like for my candy shiitake miso dark chocolate chip cookie, I candied the shiitakes myself, and that was a problem with the health inspector.
Mm-hmm.
So when the health inspector came to the rental kitchen, and he saw some of my products, and he was like, "Are you making these candy shiitakes yourself?" And I'm like, "Yes." And he's like, "That's a problem." So he said that I had to send it in. Well, he had me contact his manager, and his manager gave me the information to send it to Cornell University.
Okay.
I had to send in overnight samples of the cookies that I just made, and also the candy shiitakes themselves, and get a scheduled process. And so they test for everything to make sure it's safe. So processes that are like candying or like pickling or those kind of preservative processes, if they're not done correctly and if they have too much moisture in it, you can have bacterial growth. Things that you could get from like a bad pickles, like botulism.
Yep.
That's dangerous. So I used to work in kitchens before in Chicago. Like I was working in a retirement home. I was working in a university. So I went to culinary school. I went to French pastry school. So I was trained with sanitation and everything. So I went through the whole safe serve process.
Food safety.
All the food safety stuff.
Certifications,
And I did it again in New York to get my New York specific one.
Yep.
So I had to do that for the farmer's market, it's optional. When you're doing like baked goods, unless you're serving samples or you're serving like hot foods ready to serve, then you do need that. So I got it because it was easy. It was pretty cheap.
It's like a one-time situation too.
Yeah,
so
it's one time.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah, I was like,
Get it out of the way.
already know the information from school, so it just Just get it out of the way.
It is a long process too.
Yeah.
And it's like not even that difficult. Some of it's common sense information.
Yeah, it's a lot of common sense.
But they have you sit there for 15 minutes per unit in order to clear out like a quiz, and then you have to go to a specific location, which is not an easy place to get to.
Yeah. So
and then that's a whole
once you
process
get it,
as well
you have it.
For the card.
I believe I think it's like a couple of years, like 4 years. I don't think it's
really
time. Yeah, I would check the card because when I did Safe Serve, that was Safe Serve is what I had in Chicago, which is nationwide.
Okay.
And that was like 4 or 5 years, so there was an expiration date that you just have to go online and retake the test.
That's right. In New York City, you may just be. I need to double check this, but you may just be able to like renew.
Yeah.
Like you're like, hey, $15 to renew my card. Yeah. So, but I do want to ask you a question about mushrooms in particular, and because you work with mushrooms. Mm-hmm. But one of the cool things that I learned is that mushrooms are monosodium glutamate.
Yes.
When it is cooked.
So
like that's what you're tasting in terms of the flavor.
Umami.
The umami flavor.
Umami. Like seaweed too. Like if you see dry seaweed, that white powder on dry seaweed, that's MSG. That's the natural version of MSG.
Right. MSG is it's like the direct hit of MSG.
Yeah.
Right. Like, there's like nothing that's standing in between your taste buds and this compound.
Yeah.
It's chemically, right?
Yeah. So it's not there's the refined MSG, which is like, the different version, but there's also like naturally occurring MSG, like tomatoes, prosciutto, like cured meats all have it. Yeah. Mushrooms, seaweed, they all naturally have it. So it is a naturally occurring compound, and I believe it was a Japanese scientist that coined umami and discovered MSG as like
the fifth
taste. Yeah.
Got it.
I think I could be wrong.
And the only thing that really is distinguishing it, this is fun for me because our last guest for the show was Dime MSG. Oh. So you're the second guest on the show that we sell, the product here at the shop. And you're also, a vessel for umami.
Yes. I like doing the savory. I'm all about savory sweet. Like I am not even though I'm a pastry chef and I have trained in French pastry, and I can make the really sweet stuff. That's not my personal preference. Like I prefer less sweet, and I also prefer things that play with the savory flavors with sweet. So like miso, I love miso, and for my chocolate chip cookies I put miso in it because it's like a great bridge between the shiitake mushrooms and the chocolate. And miso is just good. It's like salted caramel. It is, so like I love just putting like savory stuff into my sweet stuff just to balance out. Like, and also whenever I'm baking, we're used to putting salt in baked goods now. I also add pepper sometimes because the pepper adds another dimension. For like the chocolate chip cookies, I add a little pepper.
Black pepper?
Black pepper.
Cracked black pepper. Okay.
Yeah, black pepper because it just adds another dimension. And like if you season your savory food. Like you don't think about it. You put salt and pepper and it makes it taste good. Why not your desserts?
Right.
Like it's still food you're eating.
It's just another dimension. It's like you're still sweet. Yeah. But you're also getting another flavor in there.
Yeah.
And it almost is like...
It's like opens it up.
Yeah,
like
it broadens out the taste buds. Yep.
I've had... so I used to work for this pie shop, and for her strawberry pie, she would put black pepper in it. And the black pepper made the strawberry taste more like a ripe strawberry. Because like, a lot of times you're getting...
That's fascinating.
Yeah. Like,
it's more like a ripe strawberry.
Yeah, it was weird.
Than like straight...
Yeah, because it was like, we would get a bunch of... Like, when you're doing on mass scale, the pie shop, we're making hundreds of pies a day. Yeah. So not all the strawberries coming in are going to be perfect and super ripe, and they're going to be underripe. And so that was a really nice trick that I learned working in kitchens, that like sometimes pepper can make it taste like more, like it opens up different flavors. Pepper and salt opens up different flavors that are in the like fruit or the cookie that you wouldn't necessarily taste without the contrast.
Right. I did want to do, okay, well, I don't know if you want to do the taste test, but I kind of want to actually. Yeah. Here's an oyster mushroom that we have sauteed, and there's no salt on it or anything. It's just olive oil and oyster mushrooms. And would you like to do the taste test?
You do.
Okay. All right.
I like it. Right? Even without the salt, because you got the umami and like all the meatiness. And because you sauteed it with a nice hard sear, it's got like a nice crunch to it, and it's not like mushy.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is just a plain mushroom, right?
Yeah.
And what I wanted to point out is that the only distinguishing thing between this and straight MSG, of the powder form, is that there's a membrane with water.
Yeah. Well, and there's other stuff in it too. Like there's proteins. And,
that's it. It's like the filament.
Yeah. Fiber.
The fiber.
Yeah, fibers.
It's the fiber, and then in that fibrous wall is MSG. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
There's there's sodium in it, and it's like monosodium glutamate. So there is a little bit of salt in it. Didn't you have to add any salt? There's already that saltiness.
Yeah.
So I think that's really interesting about mushrooms, and a lot of people may not know that. They've been eating if you have like a mushroom dinner, like just caramelized mushrooms, you're just eating MSG.
Cream of mushroom soup.
It's like
exactly
MSG soup.
Like
it's essentially that with fiber.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not,
you break it down into like its physical form.
Right.
Yeah.
MSG is not bad. It's just that's like
it's just interesting to learn about what it is.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. Like it's stigmatized.
Yes, it's stigmatized.
And then there's like no information that is being shared about it.
Yeah.
Simply because it's stigmatized. But it's also like, wait, hold on. Let's go backwards and think about.
Well, and if you actually try to look for papers, like actual like research papers proving that MSG is bad, there is not research papers.
I mean, we could go down the rabbit hole of that, but I just really wanted to point out something I learned. I learned this yesterday. I'm a dum-dum, like I didn't even know about this until Dime MSG landed on our shelves, and now I'm like going down this rabbit hole of MSG because.
But it's in a lot of natural products, seaweed, like Oma,
and it's like you would never advertise that. Like people don't go, oh yeah. So we have MSG in this. The first thing you're gonna say.
Because the stigma, people are like
MSG,
just want to pretend that they don't see it. It's like, but it's in a lot of stuff already, and that's why we like it. Like it's like, oh, this tastes really good. We love tomatoes. Like a lot of people like tomatoes.
Yeah, that's true.
And tomatoes
because of that.
Yeah, it's got that umami, and like it just adds a different dimension. Yeah, and the caramel has the oyster mushroom in it.
You made today. You were here. The reason why Loni's here at Myrtle Wombat is because she did a caramel mushroom workshop.
So, it's using the oyster mushrooms we just had. That was plain. It's using the same oyster mushrooms, but I pureed it with maple syrup and agave. So just maple syrup, agave, oyster mushroom, no refined sugar, nothing else. The oyster mushroom just thickens it and makes it into a caramel. And the flavor is pretty much mostly the oyster mushroom. And then you have the sweetness from the maple syrup and agave. And there's some little bit of smokiness from the maple syrup.
Got it. Yeah. It's the maple syrup.
Yeah, the maple syrup. It's mostly agave, though, because I'm pre-diabetic. So I have to be very careful with the amount of sugar that I consume. Yeah. So all the desserts I do, I've half the sugar from like the traditional recipe. And then I've also, like for this caramel, I don't cook down any sugar. I just use the maple syrup and agave and use the oyster mushroom to thicken it so that I can have the caramel without feeling like crap afterwards.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, because I get really bad sugar crashes if I have too much sugar. It's not good.
So I have one last thing that I wanted to share with you.
Yes.
So yesterday I also found out I did all of it. I don't know what it is about me, but I can learn so much in 24 hours, and then I'm just like, I just it's birds flowing. So one thing that I really think that you should check out is the Fungi Film Fest, which happens every year.
Yeah, with the New York Mycology Society.
You already know about this?
Yeah, I'm part of New York Mycology Society.
But it's a whole festival, and I was thinking to myself, you need to find a filmmaker to document your process, because you could submit your story to their festival. Every year they have stories that are about mushrooms from different people all over the world.
I went last year. It was great. So I'm part of New York Mycology Society. I'm an active member.
Okay.
So I pay the fees every year, and I go on their walks. I went to the film festival last year. One of the other members, Maya, Hannah, she lives in Brooklyn as well. She's my friend. She does mushroom films.
Yeah,
she's phenomenal. So like she did an amazing documentary with like all these old prints and stuff, and it was just very beautiful, very well done. She's currently applying her film to like different
film festivals,
right? So she got in a couple already.
Cool.
So her Maya. Yeah. So New York Mycology Society is phenomenal. I love them.
Yeah.
That's also they are the reason why I have this company.
Okay.
So when I was in Chicago, I was a pastry chef, and then when my friend, this is before I even knew about mushrooms as a organization or a thing.
Yeah.
My friend was sick, and she was supposed to go to this mushroom dinner.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, free food? Yeah, absolutely. I'll take your place. Because she's like, I can't go. I'm deadly sick.
Right.
And so it was part of New York Mycology Society in Chicago. And every part of that 14-course dinner was mushroom, including dessert. And it just blew my mind. And I was like, and I was introduced to the Chicago Mycology Society in Chicago.
Yeah.
And so I became part of the club. And I started taking all the information I was learning and combining with the pastry school knowledge.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wow, I was just start mixing. And I was making stuff for myself. I wasn't like, this was not something for sale. And it was like my mushroom friends and me. It's like, we're having fun. It's not a big thing. And I've had multiple people be like, what the hell are you doing? Like, that's weird. I don't want to try it.
Right.
So when I moved to New York, because I was in Chicago for like 10 years, I moved to New York. And I looked for the Mycology Society here because I was like, I love being part of that community in Chicago. I'm going to look for the one here. So I joined here.
Yeah.
And just through attending different events and talking to people, they had a fungus festival.
Yeah.
So I attended one. I attended the first two they had. And then the third one, they abbreviated, and it was at the Botanic Garden, and they were looking for vendors. And at the time, I didn't have a company. And I was doing like catering, like just like from my house. Like it wasn't not an official company, but I was like, I'm happy to cater mushroom stuff. I make these mushroom cookies.
Right.
Like I can do that. And so I actually worked with Maya. Okay. She was the organizer at the time.
Maya, she's in Brooklyn, you said?
Yeah, she's in Brooklyn.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you.
So if you want to interview somebody on films and mushroom, interview her. I can connect you.
That'd be cool.
Thank you.
But she was helped me, and she's like, oh, this would be great. I gave her my menu ideas, and she like picked from so we narrowed it down to the candy shiitake, the lion's mane shortbread, and at the time I also had a savory item. It was like just a mushroom like turnover. That was very good, but very labor intensive. That is not
like
part
of a hand pie.
Yeah, like a hand pie. It was good, but that one was only gluten-free, not vegan.
Yeah.
Because I could not make it work without the cream cheese. So I was like, no, so yeah. So I ended up doing that Botanic Garden event, and it was so successful. I made I estimated I'm going to make 300 cookies, and that should be enough for a whole weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I'm like, there's no way. Yeah. We sold out the first day, and then me and my boyfriend were like, oh, crap, we're sold out. It's an hour before it ends. And so we went to the grocery store, like, right after that, and we got a bunch of ingredients, and we went home and we baked another 300. Wow. It originally took me a week to bake the first 300, and then me and him, he's usually not helping me, but he went to he's a chef as well, so it made life a lot easier. So he was a Michelin star chef, so he focused, and we both were like stayed up all night. We didn't sleep.
Yeah.
We went to the festival, the second day of the festival, and had another 300.
We're like, we're gonna do it again.
We're like, because we can't show up with nothing.
No, I know.
And so I was like, wow, okay, I think this needs to be a business. I think there's a market for this.
Okay, yeah.
So that
was where you started.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at that Botanic Garden, like it was Magic Mushroom Weekend, which was called.
Cool.
So like I started all the paperwork for the LLC, and I started talking to like a business consultant, and also I go to the farmer's market anyways, but I start reaching out to the other vendors that sell mushrooms, and I'm like, well, one, I have to source local because for farmers market, they do look that you are sourcing most of your ingredients local. So I start reaching out to all the mushroom farmers and be like, I would love to carry your product. And like, also, can I get some advice on like vending? Because I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, and I talked to when I talked to Amy at the Beacon Farmers Market, she was a massive help. She hooked me up with their health inspector who gave me the download of like what permits I need to get, who I need to reach out to. And so like it's just like piecing it all together, making sure I'm doing this legally, and like just,
of course, like, you want to do it above table. Because so, you want it to be successful. And like ultimately, I mean, this is like, you love doing this.
Yes.
And you want to keep going and do it for as long as you can.
And with the New York Mycology Society, I was able to do that without the licensing because they provided it as a company. Like, so the New York Mycology Society as an umbrella was protecting me because I was not at that time like legal with the company and all the things. So they had I was just going under them. Right. And so that allowed me to sell.
That was a good start.
So it was a great start. And I was just like, I was like, oh, that's good to know. Like a nice little temporary. So if you are trying to like, you know, get your foot in the door or something, you can like reach out to friends, make friends who are already starting to see if maybe they can like, you know, help you.
Absolutely.
And you collaborate.
That was something I was going to mention is that it's so easy, to grow your own mushrooms. Right. Like oyster mushrooms. But I do think that there's something beautiful about being not reliant, but somewhat of like having a relationship with farmers.
Yes.
Who are very specifically cultivating mushrooms so that they can focus on making great quality mushrooms and you can focus on great quality food.
Yeah, it's like all the
edibles.
Farmers, all the people that are local, you create this great community where you support each other.
Yes.
You pay them for a product, you sell the product, somebody buys from you, and it's like even for coming up. So Four Wall Farms is one of the mushroom growers upstate, and she sells savory food that's with mushrooms.
Right.
And she's actually doing a mushroom tea party coming up, which is phenomenal.
Wait. Yeah. This is like so this is a world and it's a community.
It's great. It's
and
you get to participate.
You don't feel alone anymore.
Yeah, it's great.
Like
and you get to find out all this cool stuff
everywhere.
And so she asked me to help her. So I'm going to help her produce stuff. And the caramel, the oyster mushroom caramel, she asked if I could make some for her scones. So she's going to have it on the tea tower with the scones, and I'm actually going to help her produce the like all the stuff that she's making as well.
Right on.
So I was just I was like super excited.
Right on.
And I have done a mushroom tea party myself like 2 years ago. Just for at Susan's place, like just for friends and stuff. And it was great, but it was a lot of work. And so I was like, okay, because she was telling me about like, so how many people do you have working for you? Because like you're doing it over 2 days and that seems like a lot. And she's like, actually, would you like to help me? And I was like, yes, I would.
I love it when people just like, I love it when people ask for help now. I realize it's actually very like, it's a moment that can transform your life. I'm going to go deep meaningful on this, but like the moment so guys, I need help with this, it changes your entire timeline in terms of all the skills that you learn, the experiences you have, right? And then the relationships you will have after that. It's like you meet these different people you would have never met before.
I have made so many new friends through the farmers market. It's insane. Like it's so great because when I call into Beacon early in the morning set up, I'm done earlier with my setup. I will go to my neighbor's tent and help them set up and like help the other neighbors, and we all start talking, and then like I like make friends. I go out to dinner with some of them and hang out outside of the farmers market because like we share a passion for food. Like we're all there because we really believe in like good food and making good food. And so we already have a lot in common.
The values
we're just like, and we're all makers of some sort. And even some of the people at the farmers market are not selling food, they're selling like this one super sweet lady sells like greeting cards and tote bags, and she draws these cute little mushroom illustrations, and it was these mushrooms coming out of a stump, like a bunch of them. She said it was like a speakeasy and all these mushrooms are sneaking out of the speakeasy, and I was like, I love your imagination. I was like, she's just the sweetest lady.
Mushrooms are they're not animals, but they have a lot of things in common to animals, right? And okay,
well,
like
it's not a plant either.
It's not a plant. It's a fungi.
It's its own category.
And it's kind of, my sister does not like mushrooms because of this. She thinks that they're going to take over the world because they have this, like, they're not plants.
Yeah.
And they're not people, like they're not animals. So like, what are they? It's like a mystery.
Well, it's a third category. It's
third
fungi.
category.
It's like umami's a fifth taste.
Yeah.
So it's like, the world isn't like just two things, like just plant and animal. There is another category, and maybe there's another category we don't know yet.
Yeah,
so it's like
true.
we can't. It's like thinking of the world as black and white.
Yeah.
So it's like
they are very they're beautiful because they have like last night I was thinking about this. I was like, what is their form, their body, their form, and it's like they have multiple forms. They transform. They're transformative creature because most of the time they're feeding. Yeah. And you don't see them, but they're feeding as this like filament. Mycelium.
Yeah, the mycelium is all underground.
It's like a river. Yeah. It looks. It's a river of this fungi.
Yeah. So the mycelium network covers like the majority
of DNA. It's a river of DNA. Yeah. That's what it. It's sorry. Yeah.
It's a lot. It's like a very massive root system underground, and it covers like the majority of the planet underground. So it's everywhere. It also. It's not frightening. I think it's beautiful because, like, if it wasn't for the mycelium, our forests wouldn't look the way they look.
Of course.
Like, they are the internet for the plants.
Messengers.
Yeah, they actually transport nutrients and messages between trees. Yeah. Like, so there's I forget what the name of the study, but she had put, like, there was one tree in the forest that was further away from another tree, and they like released a gas and put a bag over that, and then another tree they had bag over the test to see if that gas transferred to the tree that's like further away, and through the mycelium it went through like a distance.
So they actually are transporting
like nutrients,
chemicals, and like, gas.
Yeah,
yes,
and probably signals like stress signals. Like if like a forest is getting diseases or like being injured in one side, they could send stress signals to warn other parts. Yeah. Hey, this is what's happening. Yeah, and so, you should do something like before. Send help or something. Or
get out of there.
Right. Yeah. So it's quite fascinating, and they're really like they're decomposers. So something needs to recycle all of the stuff
and it's usually carbon based. They eat anything that's carbon based.
And they also there's been
plastic.
They're doing plastic. They're found mushrooms that can eat plastic. And it's not making them toxic, which is the thing that's really fascinating. It's like, how are they eating plastic and not becoming plastic themselves? Like, where is it going in?
And that's the stigma. I think a lot of people, one of them is that people will, why would you want to eat something that has been eating plastic? I mean, I'm doing acting when I say I personally don't feel that way.
But it's not
because they will eat. Yeah.
So you're eating just the fruiting body, which is essentially like you're eating the flower. So this, like, if you think of the mycelium underground as like the tree and the roots and stuff, the fruiting body is only a little bit and only comes up for mating, essentially. Yeah. And so that's only coming up occasionally, and that would just be like eating the oranges off the tree. Right. So that doesn't necessarily not 100% of what it's eating translates into the orange. Like, like if you're eating an orange, like, I'm sure the majority of the oranges are grown in places that it's like the tree is consuming a lot more that is not going into the orange itself. Right. So yeah, I'm fascinated. Like, I don't know how the science works and like what happens to everything, but I would be fascinated to know. Just making the caramel and like seeing the properties of the mushrooms, the fresh mushrooms that it like jellifies. Like the lion's mane was a thick, like gelatin, almost like jello, like agar stuff. Yeah, and then the oyster mushroom was this like soft set, like a caramel, and then king oyster was like in between. So each mushroom has its own different thickening properties, which I was not aware of, but I'm not sure what the science is. Like, I just know that I'm playing around with it. It works. But I kind of wish there was, like, I would know more what's going on.
It's a very instinctual process when you're making things, correct?
Yeah.
Would you say? Yeah. And it's like some of it's stuff that you learned at school, and kind of understanding the process of that chemical process that's happening, the transformation process of what you're doing in the cooking process.
This school helps me write it down.
Write it down so that you can replicate it again.
Yeah.
But the thing is like a lot of it is like, would you say almost kind of blindly
the experimenting
led?
Yeah, there's a lot of like I spend a lot of months like not the recipes that I have for sale right now.
Yeah,
it took me like some took me a couple of years, some took me a year of just like messing with the recipe, messing with stuff, and just experimenting. Sometimes it goes really fast, like if you get the inspiration and it just happens to work out.
Yeah,
like the oyster mushroom caramel thumbprints, that happened with the development happened within a month, which was shockingly fast.
Yeah.
But the candy shiitake took me like 2 years. So it's not constant, but you come back to it and you're like try to troubleshoot it and like maybe try something different. Like I also use different bean flours. Like I can't use rice flour because the white rice tends to spike my sugar. So I use like lentil flour or garbanzo. And so that all has different properties. So I was just trying to like experiment with that.
Jumping in.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried drying mushrooms and then pulverizing them and putting it into the flour? Or?
Yes, the lion's mane is that.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right, cool.
So I can't personally dry them myself because that's another scheduled process that I don't have.
Yeah. So this is another reason why it's good to collaborate with farmers because they can take care of the licensing on specific ingredients, and that's costs lower for everybody.
And that was
ultimately
trying to find dried local mushrooms was very difficult because most of the fresh farmers are not licensed to dry.
Okay.
So I did find someone in Monroe, Hodgins Harvest. I actually met him through New York Mycology Society. So he was another vendor at that weekend, that Magic Mushroom weekend.
Right.
And he normally doesn't vend. His specialty is he grows mushrooms to dry to make supplements. So he does tinctures and supplements, and like he's more in the vitamin area.
Right on, supplements. Yeah.
So he's all like, he's got his lab. He's set up. It's really cool. I've drive over to Monroe and pick up my little 4-ounce bag, and he's making things in the thousands, and I'm just like, just take my little 4-ounce bag. Thank you. But he's super sweet. Like he doesn't need to sell to me. He has plenty, and so I think it's so nice that he like will let me come and interrupt him for a little bit and get a little bit from him.
Right.
But yeah, so he makes like full on supplements, and he's like on Amazon. Like he sells on Amazon and stuff.
That's really
so
cool.
Yeah, he's at
like a much larger scale.
Much larger scale, but his facility is so cool.
I'd be curious to know how he started too.
He started at farmers markets as well.
Oh wow!
So he was a fresh mushroom vendor.
Okay.
I heard from like other vendors that he was everywhere. Like we couldn't get in because he was already at the space, and then he converted. He realized it was more sustainable for him to convert over to wholesale. So he sourced this really cool space that's like behind a nursery. That's this giant like greenhouse that he's renovated. Like it was just abandoned, and so he renovated the inside. It's like almost like a football field large. It's so massive.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's huge. And so he's got multiple grow rooms set up.
Oh my gosh.
And it's
like a dream for me.
Yeah. It's an amazing setup. His grow room's really cool. Like he's got so much growing.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very impressed by what he does.
Yeah.
And his product's really good. Like for me personally, and he taught me a lot because like when I was buying lion's mane powder, originally when I was doing it, I just bought it on Amazon. Like everybody, you go on Amazon. Did not realize that what I was buying was essentially just starch. I did not know that my powder that I thought was lion's mane powder, because that's what's listed on the ingredients.
Wait, it's not like it wasn't 100% lion's mane?
It was lion's mane extract on a starch. And so the way he could tell, because I was like, I showed it to him, and he's like, and his stuff, which is just lion's mane, is dried in powder, was dramatically lighter. So I do my recipes by weight.
Yeah.
His was like 20 times lighter than the stuff I was getting from Amazon. I was like, that's a little odd. That the measurement shouldn't be that off. And then I talked to him. He's like, oh yeah, it's very common in the vitamin industry that they will have a starch and then put an extract on that starch and sell that as the powder.
Because it's like you don't get the same benefits. Right? Yeah.
Because
you need to have more of...
Exactly. There's a lot more going on. But it's cheaper for them to have the starch and have an extract on it. And so...
Sorry, this is a PSA, but lion's mane is currently in season during the wintertime in New York State.
Yeah, it's actually
specifically this
you can grow it year-round because it's indoors.
Okay.
Yeah,
maybe there's someone who's pushing for everyone to buy lion's mane right now, but
yeah, it grows year-round.
That I learned.
It's all indoors. Like
okay.
It's grown. You can buy your own grow kit.
But like
actually have a grow
in the
kit
wild, I think that's what it is. Like in terms of foraging.
Yeah. In foraging, it's very rare to find somebody that's foraging because it's very I forage
to buy.
Yeah,
but like if you're gonna walk around in the woods, and
I
find
forage and it's very hard to find. I love going out.
The
in the
other
woods
animals eat them first.
Yes,
they're like, we want
good
this.
Luck.
Yeah, good luck
beating the slugs. It's usually the slugs, the deer, everything else, and so it's like if you get lucky and you're like, it's fresh.
Yeah,
it's like every time me and my boyfriend will go hiking, and we're like, oh my god, it's so clean, and we're like dancing in the middle of the woods, like yes. But it's rare that we actually find like a really good specimen that's not half-eaten and buggy.
Right.
But yeah, we've never seen lion's mane out here. We found like hen of the woods, and we found chicken of the woods. We find
not an actual chicken. Let's put that out there.
Not an actual chicken.
Chicken of the woods is not a chicken.
It's just an orange mushroom.
It's a mushroom.
Yeah, it's a mushroom.
Don't be fooled.
It does have the texture of chicken. It's like
it's not chicken though.
Yeah, it's like the texture is crazy. It's like a chicken breast.
Yeah.
It's very strange. And then there's we found oyster mushrooms too.
Okay.
And we found chanterelles.
Oyster mushrooms are probably the easiest and cheapest mushroom to grow.
Yeah.
I learned that.
Yeah, well, I actually have I got a grow kit. Hodgins gave me a grow kit for the oyster mushroom, so I'm attempting to grow some myself.
And then you start from there. You continue to grow and grow and grow. I did learn that in Gujarat, which is the western region that borders Pakistan and India, so it was stigmatized, mushrooms, as like an option for people to cook and eat.
Yeah.
And especially stuff that you would like oyster mushrooms specifically.
Yes.
It's like people didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a staple in the diet in any way in recipes. So this woman back in 2021, she made an entire income for the whole year based on an oyster mushroom grow up in her house, in her room, a 10-foot by 10-foot space, the same as probably this kitchen.
Yes.
She made the equivalent of $35,000 US dollars.
I believe
from oyster mushrooms alone. That's all I wanted to say. But like, did she expand it to other things?
I've heard about this.
Yeah,
and what I heard
she was the first, and people.
Is she the one that's teaching other people?
I think she is possibly one of the people who is like more of the example that they use. Like, I don't think that she's the one teaching the course. I think she's still selling.
Okay,
I'm not 100% sure. There's no update on her. I was looking into her. But she started a trend.
Yeah,
and because she was making an entire income based on mushrooms, which it's like straw in a bag, and the mycelium feeds and it fruits, and it continuously will fruit. So she had all these bags hanging from her ceiling, and she just like cuts them off.
Usually it's like shelves and then all the bags with it's more than just straw. There's usually the mushrooms have to feed on some sort of like starch, sugar sometimes. So it just depends on the mushroom. So you do, and sterilization is really important.
Yeah.
So I learned the hard way that sterilization is really important. So it just seemed like, I could do this. So me and my boyfriend tried to make our own grow medium, and like we tried to we got the spawn and the spore, and we tried to like make our own little like grow box.
Yeah.
That turned out a disaster. It was like every color mold in existence. It was a rainbow of mold.
So that's what the issue is that if you don't sterilize, then you're also inviting in
lots of other, because the conditions that the mushrooms need are the same conditions that are great for mold.
Yep.
So you need to have very strong mycelium and very clean to make sure they can grow strong enough to outcompete
whatever other external forces are out there.
So like with the grow kit that I got, because I've done grow kits before, but max I usually can get 2 2 harvests out of it before it gets moldy, because the mycelium, the nutrients in the mycelium have weakened, and then the mold starts coming in. So your growing substrate is important.
Substrate, that's the word.
Yeah.
And the substrate is made up of a lot of different things. It's not only straw.
It's not just straw.
I think the straw, it was her example because it was the cheapest thing she could get.
Yeah, you can do straw.
You can do all sorts of stuff, but that was what in their local region was like, we've got tons of straw.
Yeah.
So let's start with that.
Yeah, and
it was like people use all sorts of stuff.
I'm sure they're treating it, like they're probably boiling it, they're treating it, and they call it inoculating.
Inoculating, right?
But there,
like a cloud.
Yeah, but so there is. What I heard was there was a group that's going around and like teaching people in like third world countries to farm on this 10-foot by 10-foot space. Yeah. Because like their big farms are not producing as much and having issues, so like they could produce more income in a smaller space. Yep. And so they were going around teaching people how to do this.
How to do this, yeah.
Because you do need someone to teach you. It's as someone who tried to do it via Google, didn't work.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. All those like, you could use Uncle Ben's like rice packet. That did not work.
Why not? I want to know why Uncle Ben's rice box did not work on this.
It didn't work for us. So yeah,
I am curious though. Like I would like to learn from a mushroom grower all of the different home packaging, like every type of material you find in a house. Yeah. Could this be inoculated by a mushroom?
I mean,
right.
I think so, but it's just mycelium. Like, I think it's just a matter of like,
and could it be recycled? Like that's like a whole lifetime of a project for someone. Is like
it's a lot.
All
it's a rabbit
the different products in your like a typical average American house.
Well, have you seen the people doing the like mycelium like bricks and like packaging and stuff?
So this was something that I was like, as an alternative to plastic packaging.
Yes.
Is mycelium, right?
Yeah.
And it's like the same has the same effect
there's
in terms of protecting
artist in Beacon. She was doing like she had a mycelium like a lamp and like a table, and she was like making like whole structures with mycelium and like
to demonstrate this. Really.
And so she was successfully growing it in like into shapes.
That's right,
which was really cool. And I believe
into all the shapes. That's another thing. It's like how many different shapes can we make this into?
You can make it into any.
She's working on it.
Yeah, she's got
cool.
It was really cool. It was really cool to see the table. That was big.
Okay. I need to see that with the chairs.
Yeah, I think it was just a coffee table, so there's no chairs. The lamp was really cool. It was like a lamp, and there was a lamp bulb, and it wasn't very like it wasn't translucent, but it was like a really cool shape. But it was
the mold of it.
Yeah. There's a company that does it for like packaging for like fragile stuff.
That's
like,
what I'm very interested in. The packaging, because you know how people order so much now.
Yeah, and then like you have to put the foam and like insulating
and there's so
foam.
Much plastic in it.
So it's a good substitute for insulating foam. Like when you get technology and you have all the like foam cutouts. Yeah. There is.
That's what it is. Like it's like protective for every my microphone could be protected by mycelium, which is something that I'm thinking about doing. Is instead of buying like all that kind of like, it's very expensive. To get this stuff, and you cut out in the this. You cut out the shape of it. Well, it's true. It takes time.
It takes a long time.
I think if you have this, I got a substrate from a workshop from my college one at Gen Space, which is in Brooklyn, and and that was the takeaway. They were like, here, take this. It was like oyster mushroom mycelium, and then and the bag and everything, and inoculated, and then I forgot about it. I forgot to feed it. My sister was like, you really get out of my house, like I don't want to live with this thing.
She's like, it's
gonna take over the world.
She's like, it's getting moldy.
Well, no, that's the thing, it wasn't, but she's like,
she was freaked out by
she has a lot of like fear for it.
Oh, that's funny.
But I mean, that's
I mean, I think
that's what happened to my mushroom guy, my little mushroom friend. Forgot about him.
I think it's also, there's a lot of like, with like anything, there's like a lot of misinformation and fear mongering and all that other stuff. Like, like there's no mushroom that's going to eat your brain. That doesn't exist.
I don't know, right? The ones that, we're eating them. So anyway, I wanted to switch over to the last thing is thank you so much for being here. her. Thank you so much for jumping on it. She must be,
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
So,
I like geeking out about this stuff.
Yeah, like it's different. It's different.
It's great.
It's the first time.
It's amazing what you can do with mushrooms. But yeah, I think if you want to see mushroom documentary, I'll send you some links.
Yeah, that was what I was. Yeah. So the Gujarat story was from the 2022 Fungi Film Fest.
Yes,
documentary.
I think I saw that. I'm pretty sure I saw that. Like it sounds really familiar, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I was there and saw it.
And it inspired me. I was like, should I just start growing oyster mushrooms and make 35,000 on top of everything? Like, should I?
I mean, you could. It's just
no one would like that in my family. I'm telling you, they'd be like, no. But I encourage someone to do that.
Just have a closet that's just like to clear out a closet, and that's your mushroom closet, right? Nobody else open this closet. Yeah, just that closet. But it's a whole rabbit hole. Like you do have to keep it very sterile, though.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's the issue for us. Is like
it's a full-time job.
Yeah, it is a full-time job. Like when you meet mushroom growers, like just growing mushrooms, that's their job. Right?
Yeah.
They don't have. I mean, I don't think I could do the baking on top of growing mushrooms. I don't know if I'd have the time for that. But I mean, I just grow like a block here and there, and like that's like it's already been prepared for me, and I just spray it with water. Yeah. Easy way.
I'm sure there is an easy way to sterilize. I'm sure there is like a method that is not too time consuming.
I think for me, it's we need to buy a pressure cooker. So like, because we tried sterilizing it just with a pot, it did not work.
Okay.
It was not hot enough.
Yeah.
So we figured out since we messed up multiple times, because we bought like the nice grow box and we were trying to grow it, and then it just kept getting moldy. So we put everything away, we cleaned it up, and then we just kept doing some research and talking to mushroom growers. I'm like, I think we need to get a pressure cooker. Like after talking to multiple people, I think our misstep was not using a pressure cooker.
Interesting. It like kills off all this.
Yeah, it kills everything. It doesn't mean use it for jarring. Like if you're doing canning and
yogurt,
and pickling. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah, it's great. And apparently we have an Instapot did not work.
Okay.
So it needs to be a pressure cooker.
The jar. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the Instapot just did not get hot enough.
Okay, well this is Room Bites, and this is Loni from Cold Spring.
We just went on to little tangents.
That's what the show's about. And then we also eat. So thank you so much. I do have a video, and we're gonna close out. And I wanted to also shout out to Max Francis. This is Max's song that's playing along to this video.